So hi developers, I'm Stone. Today's videos, in today's videos we are going to learn what is Spark session, what is Spark contest, and what is Spark config. Okay, so Spark session is the entry point of the Spark application. Think it up like this. So whenever we are creating a Java application, we create a class, and inside the class we create the public static void main and string arguments, string args, which becomes the execution point, because when we run an Java application, JVM internally calls the main method and the execution begins from the main method only. So like this, Spark session is also the entry point of the application. So to give another example, so suppose whenever you are signing into Amazon, so a session object is getting created. So whatever things that you add to your cart and what you do it, whatever the things you add to your favorites, so these things are there. So whenever you log out also, the session gets destroyed, and session gets destroyed, and again when you logged in, again the session gets created. So like this, Spark session is also the entry point of the application. So whenever a job will be executed, the Spark session will be created fast, then the execution begins. So I would like to tell you the environment variables that are required, because we will whatever codes we will be developing in Spark and using Scala, the same code we will be developing using Spark with PySpark, means Spark with Python. Okay, so for Python, so make sure that your environment variables should be correctly are there. Okay, so first, for me, I have created. If you have any doubt how to install Spark and Hadoop, so you can refer my older videos. I will give a brief intro how to do this here. So I have a Spark in the I have a Hadoop folder on the Spark folder, then a bean folder. Inside the beans I have a WinUtils. Okay, so again I have a Spark folders, then after that I have a bin folder also inside the Spark jars. Okay, so in my environment variables, I have kept the Hadoop home like C Spark Hadoop, and yeah, and the same for the Spark home also, and for the Java also. And in the path, you need to make sure that Spark home slash bean and Java home slash bean and Hadoop home slash bean should be there. After that only you can confirm that Spark is ready in your the system. Okay, and to reconfirm this, you can open the CMD and you can write the command like to execute the Spark shell. Okay, so let's see. So for me, it is creating perfectly the Spark. The Spark shell is executing perfectly, and in the few seconds you will see it will give us a Spark session object with the Spark as a reference. Okay. So as you can see here, they have mentioned that Spark session available as Spark. So now the local star is there, means they have by default they have created some configuration and they have made the available Spark session as the Spark. So now we are make sure that our system has the Spark and we can create the Spark application. So before creating the Spark session, I would tell you briefly about the history of the Spark versions. So before Spark 2.0, Spark context was used to be the entry point, but after 2.0 version, Spark session becomes the entry point. Okay, so Spark session introduced in 2.0, which is an entry point to the underlying Spark functionality to create Spark RDD, data frame and dataset. So whenever you need to create the data frame and data set, whatever you want to create, either RDD or data frame or data set, you need to create the Spark session object. Without the Spark session object, you can create all those RDD and data frames. Okay, as I show you in the CMD, the whenever I am executing the Spark Shell command, it is making available the Spark session as the Spark object. So in programmatically we can create the Spark session using the builder pattern. Okay, in few seconds I will be going to show you in the both in Scala and both in Python also. Okay, and I want to tell you the package name also where the Spark session reside. So Spark session reside in the org.apache.spark.sql.spark session. Those Spark session is used to be the entry point instead of Spark context, but it is not completely replaced the Spark context. Okay, so Spark session internally created Spark config. Though Spark session is used to be the entry point instead of Spark context, but it is not completely replace the Spark context. Okay, so Spark content internally creates the Spark config and the Spark context object, which configuration provided with the Spark session while creating the Spark session. Now let's dig into so now let's write some code how we can create a Spark session. So first we will use Spark with Scala. Okay, for that I will be using that IntelliJ. So forget about this whatever the code I have written here. So it is nothing but I have a resource, I have a application.config file in the resource folder, and I have a app name like Hello Spark and the master local2. So here local2 is different. I will tell you in some time. First I will create a normal Spark session with a hard coded thing. Okay, for that we need to use like val. So I told you Spark session can be programmatically created by using the builder pattern. For that you need to use the builder. Okay. So after setting the builder, you need to set the app name. Okay. Whatever app name that you can that you want to give, that you can give. For me it is Hello Spark because it is just like a hello world example for us. Hello Spark. Then you need to set the master. Okay, means how many threads are you wants to execute. For me, if I am using local star, then it will use the infinite number of threads. It will create the infinite numbers of threads. So if I use here 2, then it will create the two threads. Okay, so similarly if I don't give any value here, then the default value is 1. So if the default value is 1, then the driver will reside on the client side, and driver is responsible to execute all the transformation that you have applied on your data file. Okay, so for now just let make it to 3, and we will use dot getter create. So this dot getter create means, so if a Spark session is already available, then provide it to me. If it is not available, then create a new session. Okay, it is as simple as that. Okay, so like this we can make. Similarly in Python we will be using PyCharm. Okay, so uh, if people knowing the Python, then they must be knowing the first line. If underscore name underscore equal to main, then it is a starting point application. I will create the Spark here. Okay, so as I told you, the Spark session is present in the org.apache.spark.sql.spark session. Okay, so I am importing the PySpark.sql and importing all those classes and that are present in the PySpark.sql. So I will create a Spark session dot builder. So after creating the builder, I will be using the app name. The same, the whatever code that you have written in the Scala, the same code you have to write in the Python. Only thing this difference is the syntax. So a language barrier, so a language should not be a barrier for a programmer. That's the reason whatever program I will write in Spark and Scala, that the same program I will write in Spark with Python. Okay. So here in the app name, the same we need to give hello Spark. Then we need to create the master object with the local 2. Okay, then same thing dot getter create. Here it will also do the same thing. If the session is already there, it will not create for us, it will give us, because it will return us. And if the session is already created, if session is not created, then it will return a session object. So by looking into the definition of getter create, don't you think it is a type of it is the feature of singleton? Okay, correct. Spark session is a singleton object. So each Spark application can have one and only one Spark session. So that's the reason this getter create is there. So this is the internal feature of Spark session, that it is an singleton object. So now we have created the Spark session. Okay, but this is sometimes such kind of hard coded. Okay, but we are dynamic programmers. Okay, so we don't need to hard code application. Means if in production, if you want to change something, then again you have to go through all the files, then only then you have to change one by one. So instead of that, what I have done, I have created a utilities package. Inside that utilities package, I have a utils.py. Okay, just forget about this piece of code. So in our next video, I will be discussing about what is data frame. For now, just focus on this Spark this method. Okay, and I have a Spark config object also. As you can see, I have written a config file, Spark config file, where I have mentioned the actual name. So you can find the where I got this name. Okay, so this is the URL from where you will get all those available properties that Spark provides. Spark.driver.memory, Spark.memory overhead. So if we check our Spark.app.name, yeah, see here Spark.app.name is there. So there are many others properties also that you can use with your Spark config object. Okay, so for now I have created only simple two things to show you to how to remove those hard coded things and how to use things dynamically. So here I have mentioned Spark app name hello Spark, and the Spark master as the local 2, means I am creating the two threads. So in this utilities.py, in this particularly method, I am creating a Spark config dynamically during the runtime, and I am populating the key, whatever keys and values are there with the config object. Means I am setting the key and value for the config object. In the file here I have created a Spark config object. Then through the config parser, I am reading this spark.conf file. Okay, so after a for loop, I am setting the value of the config Spark config to the key value. So whatever key and value are there, it will be populated with this config object, and it will return the Spark config. Okay, so now we have to do, just forget about all those things, just we can do dot config. Okay, here config provides a parameter like conf. Okay, for that you need to import also. So I have imported from utility, I have imported get Spark config. So let's create a conf object, get Spark conf. Okay, so now we have so whatever values will be populated during the runtime in this method, so I will be having with this reference. So let's pass this reference here, conf. Then we can use dot getter create. So see, this is simple. Okay, you don't need to hard code anything. You whatever changes you want to do, just come to this file and you do the changes and you'll run the application. So let's run the application. And before running the application, it is little tricky in Python, setting Spark for setting PySpark for IntelliJ, this ID. Okay, this is PyCharm. Okay, I forgot this name, sorry. So what you have to do, just go to the setting, go to the project structure. If you do not have an interpreter, first choose the interpreter. I have Python, I am using Python 3.6, and you can see I am using this py4j, pypandoc and PySpark setup tools, all those things. These will be internally downloaded, don't worry for this. You have to manually add two things. Just go to the click on the project structure, add context root, and go to your Spark, whatever Spark is. My Spark is there in C folder, so I'll go to the Spark and I will use Python. Then I will create okay. So this one you have to use, and after this you have to use another thing. So again you have to go to the Spark folder, again you have to go to the Python folder, again you click on the lib, include this py4j src zip to your project structure. You are all set to go and you are all set to run Python Spark project. Okay, so since we are not creating anything, so this why it is exited, and the Spark session is also get created. In today's videos, my motive was to how to create the Spark session and how to create the Spark config object. Okay, if you don't want to use this config thing, then directly you can use a key value pair here. Okay, again for that, again you can use config. So instead of that, we will go with, so like this you can create, but instead of that I will prefer this method, whatever method that I have written here. So it is up to you, and it is you can choose what you want. Okay, like this way, or you can write .config. Suppose you have to use 10 kind of configuration, then you have to write here, it will be looks dirty. Okay, so make sure that you have a other util method that load all those things, and in the main class you just populate those things with the reference and just create the session. So similarly the same thing we can do in Scala also. Okay, so here I have created the Spark session.builder.appname. Now I don't want to use all those things. So what I will do, here you can see I have a util class in the package utilities. So I have a method get Spark configs. Oh sorry, spelling mistakes. Get Spark configs. Okay, so here also we are doing the same thing. The set local 8 means I am creating the 8 thread dot set whatever UI enabled, then you can use here config. Okay, dot set means you are doing the Spark config set only. Then you can set whatever means app name also, you can set app name use there, or directly you can use dot set. The key will be Spark dot app dot name, then your app name. Okay, like this also you can do. So for now I will make it simple, and at last I am returning the conf object. The same thing we will do here, spark.builder.config. Here also they provide a conf reference. Before that we need to use the variable. Okay, so val conf is equal to utils. As you can see, my util method is a object, so it is a singleton. By default it is a singleton class, so directly I can call the class name with the method. Okay, so I will use utils dot get spark config, and I will use the reference here config. So it was giving error because I have already defined one method like conf sorry variable, so that's the reason it was giving the error. So let's execute the program now. It will also run it will also execute with zero output because we are not doing anything here. So we are just creating the session. In this video my motive was to create the session only, how the Spark sessions are created, how you can set the configuration object. In our later videos we will use Spark config and Spark session extensively to set our Azure Blob Storage and all those things. So let's execute the code. So as you can see, the code has been executed successfully, but since we are not doing anything, we are not creating data frame, it's not writing anything to the output console. So tomorrow we will be learning about data frames and how to create those things and how to transform all those. We will be learning on the later videos. So this videos was about Spark, how to create Spark session and what is Spark's config, Spark context. I have given a brief overview. So this is all about today's video, guys. So thank you. Please subscribe and like and comment.